hold on, kids. And you go back up, and I'll wait again, and wait back and forth, and I'll be like, oh.
No, I'll show you how to move it to the bottom real quick.
So, I'm like, I'm an idiot.
No.
Mine's just always been on the bottom.
I guarantee you probably accidentally drug it one time.
I accidentally move them around sometimes, like, because I have to move them a lot to
Well,
get
I
move
did
them all the time.
I move the kids,
And
but
sometimes it'll
I don't know
flip
why
them
it didn't.
sideways.
make me think
So if
to
you
move.
just grab this little, so it turns into the little 4, you can move it right down, and it does the same thing.
But it's not in the way.
No. And I was wondering
So
if you
isn't
moved
it?
it to the
Oh, it's
side.
in the way of all your other stuff.
Well,
up
yeah, if you
there.
want to change your tabs, you have to wait, and then you got to go real, I'm barely, got
That's
it.
how it is.
Because
That's
if you touch it, it comes
Now,
down.
there is on my Target the Teaks. That's how I have to get my Target the Teaks because that does stay in my way.
all year long until just today I figured it out.
Your stuff moves very fast.
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
My screen does not at all
Mine's slow as.
move that.
Mine
fast.
doesn't
so
always
slow.
go that fast.
No, when I say end, we wait, and we
When you
wait,
admit someone,
and we wait.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
when I admit somebody, it takes forever.
the fastest way to do it, you click admit, you let it load, and then you just click on your screen somewhere and they pop in.
Yep.
Truly. Just click on your screen and they'll pop up.
I don't think
So
that's true.
click it once.
No, it is. It really
is
works.
true. Yeah.
So
Like if I
show me
click-
what you.
If I have Carter, he wants to join, I click admit.
Yes.
And it just says loading or admitting. It's just like in purgatory, wherever he's at. And he's just sitting there. If I just click on the video of me or whoever, he pops up. Try it tomorrow.
I am.
But
because
you have to
takes
give it a minute to
forever.
load. Let it load for a second, and you're like, okay, this is taking way too long. Click on your screen somewhere, and boom, they're there.
I think I tried that one day. But then also, like when I leave, I'll say end.
Oh, mine doesn't.
It
It,
sits
just sits
there?
there. Yeah.
It sits
Oh,
there.
forever.
It sits there, and it'll say end for all. Then it
Yeah.
to that. Then I click on that. It sits there.
Mine does too.
It sits there.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm like the kids. I keep clicking on it.
And
Yeah, because I have, what's her name, Callie, like, Miss Cole, what do? I don't know what to do. Why won't it go off? Hi, guys. Today's my birthday. Hi. Click
yeah.
on. Off.
Carter's in a new thing. He's like, does anyone have any snake questions? I'm taking snake questions. And I'm like, buddy, I'll see you at 2:20. I'll see.
That's what
I'll
Evan
see you at
finally
2:20.
got. Evan finally picked up his packet today. Can we get a hallelujah?
Woohoo.
So he comes on this afternoon. He says, "I got my packet." I said, "That is great." And then he starts going into this long how he doesn't know that mom can't do this, she can't do that. And I'm needing to end it because I need to get the kids ready to go home. So it's like they've still got papers on their desk,
Yeah,
but I've
you
got to
gotta
collect
go.
grades.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm like, I gotta go. I said, if you need to still talk to me about this in the morning, we'll talk then, okay? Gotta
Yeah.
go.
Okay, well, we'll just do a quick Schoology update in the case of a shutdown. We're being told to prepare for that, so we will prepare for that. So I'll just go over some of the basics. If you were stuck at home or if you were here and one of us was sick, whoever does ELAR, whoever does math, if someone's not here, how to make it work. Yeah?
Let me do it.
So I'm just in my Schoology, and you can pull up your Schoology on your laptop if you want. And I'm just gonna go into this week to play in, and we're gonna look at adding materials today. Is there anything before I go on my agenda that you want to know how to do that you don't know how to do on Schoology with the adding materials part?
Now, this is when we are, if I need to add something after we've already put everything in.
Could be.
Or is this,
Just in general, if you have anything on Schoology that you're like, I wanna know how to do that so that I can do this on my own, tell me now and I'll try to walk you through it.
Okay, I want you to just walk through the science test again.
Okay.
Because I want to see.
Adding it from
Yes, because today it didn't work.
what happened.
It wasn't there. But
So I
Her
can tell you what
start-
happened.
Her start all button wasn't working. So
Yes.
her link
That happened
worked,
to us the
but her
first
start all
test.
button didn't work.
It wouldn't let us do it. So if I go to Eduphoria, let me see. Because I enabled mine. Like I clicked the
Okay.
online proctoring.
Test available. Yes.
It's like an Eduphoria issue.
Yeah. And that's what last week mine wouldn't let it submit.
Yeah.
They would go all the way through the test and that review and submit was just gray. It wouldn't turn blue to click. And I even did it on my computer with the kid's name.
And it didn't.
No.
So I did that.
Yeah. And then this wasn't here, the start all. Once you click start
My
all,
stop all wasn't on this new science test we just did.
I never really click stop all. I just let it go.
It wasn't even there.
But I
It was
did
just
figure out to clear out the test, that's how you have to go back, because when you log on, all the tests are there that they've taken.
Yep.
But if you go back, hold on. If you go back and unclick this, once it's clicked, okay, if you unclick it, it's now gone off of theirs.
Yeah.
So they only have one test to pick from.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was nice.
That's,
But this one, once you click it, you'll still just do the URL. Oh no, I don't want to do that. There should be, under that copy, it should say, where it says stop on mine, yours should say start.
it did.
But it wouldn't let you click it.
And no, it clicked it and it just kept saying, it didn't do anything else. Start all, start all, start all.
It wouldn't
Do anything.
It wouldn't do anything.
I would try again tomorrow, and if that didn't work, I'd let Mr. Godby know.
Okay.
So
'Cause
they just didn't get to take it?
No, I just said, I'm putting it underneath the thing. You get a sheet of paper.
write your answers.
Yes, and then I was like, I'm snapping a picture right now.
Yeah, that's how Abby, she still couldn't log on, so I just shared my screen with her, let her circle her answers.
Yeah.
I would click it, and I had to stand in front of the computer.
That, to me, what you did sounded way too confusing.
Yeah.
But
It was easier for me to do one that way, because she never has paper, she never has anything. So if she can
Yeah.
just draw a circle and I can click it and move it on, and I turn off the projector so no one else sees it. I just have to stand right here because I usually have a kid or two up here. So I just have to block it with my back.
I usually have it up on the screen, but I don't have to have it up on the screen.
Do you remember how to link it though into Schoology? You're good there?
Link it into Schoology.
Yeah, like your science test, you can link it in there. When you add a link.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're good
yeah,
there.
Sorry, I know how to, well, I got my notes out and
Uh-huh.
then it wouldn't work and so then I had Haley come over and
Yeah.
she
Still
did
wasn't
it,
working.
and it still didn't show up. And then I did it 2 more times, there's like 2 more links. So,
You gave it a good try.
I was like, forget it.
I would see, like I would, on your computer, log in as a student and see if it's working before you have them try again.
Okay.
Because that's what I do with mine. I usually just pick a random number, log in as them, see what's in there. And that's how I knew mine wasn't working because there's nothing in there.
Mine automatically does Sawyer's, evidently I somehow saved
Mine,
it.
yeah,
and it just
it'll save it,
automatically
whoever
goes
you
into Sawyer.
do, yeah. Because I think mine will log in as Abby's. So science test, anything else before we go down the agenda that you want to know? Okay. Well, the first one I'll show you, if we shut down, I don't want 20 pictures of each assignment. So, for some of our tests, there's the green test and the blue test. The green test is supposed to be going away, is what I was told. So don't use the green test. You're gonna wanna do the assessment piece, which is the blue puzzle piece. And this one's actually pretty neat. You can title it. And whenever you do it, you do have to go in and make sure that submissions are enabled, which is just like on our spelling test, because it won't let the kids touch it unless you enable.
Okay, so the blue puzzle piece, you name it,
Name it whatever. I just put practice test.
and then submission enable.
Enable. I don't do a password in 2nd grade. I think that's too much, but if you did, I would do fish or dog or cat. And then once you start doing this, you can create new grading categories. So every time I did a vocabulary test, I would click, this is a vocabulary test. This is TPRI when I had back at the beginning of the year, spelling, grammar, comprehension. So if this was a vocabulary test, just pretending, I would click vocabulary and I click create. Then it's gonna give you, you can put instructions. I don't really ever put, I usually just say work with the teacher on Zoom. All the settings are here that you can read through. I don't ever change any of them. And then once you scroll through there, you're gonna scroll back up and you can start adding questions. When you click questions, this is when it's overwhelming at first. These are all your options of different types of questions. So if you were doing a vocabulary one, like our weekly vocabulary, I always did matching, and you can literally just type in the prompt, which would be the phrase and the possible answer of the vocabulary word. So if it was this week, we could do jealous over here, and it'd be wanting what someone else has.
And it's gonna scramble them up for you?
It will scramble it up, and then you could do another one. What was it,
So
hobbled?
That's matching?
Yeah, I
So
did
what's
matching.
that?
So this is, you're saying this is what we'll do,
This is what I would do if we were shut down and we had everyone online.
and we couldn't get copies.
Can't make copies.
Okay.
You are all virtual. I don't want 20 pictures or of notebook paper.
Okay.
So I would make this, and that's what's telling Trisha, we can work together still. One person can make this, one person make the comprehension test, and then just share.
Mhm.
But once you save this, if I could, preview it. They have to take these words at the bottom and drag them
Oh, okay.
where they go. And it grades it automatically. You don't have to grade it. It'll tell them.
It just submits it,
'Cause
just
you'll
up in your
tell
little
it.
bell,
Oh,
And where
man.
will you find it at?
up in that bell. Is
So once they submit it, and you'll have to tell it the correct answers, you'll actually match it yourself, and that way Schoology grades it. Once they submit it, it'll give you a little bell,
Mhm.
and it'll say, so-and-so submitted an item to whatever you name the test.
Okay.
When you go in, I don't know if have you guys used the test feature at all?
not separate of a
So
spelling.
I only have,
Spelling.
she's the only one doing, everyone else has pen, paper and pencil. It'll say for the vocabulary, if you put in correct answers, it'll tell you the grade. 80 out of 100, 100 out of 100. Spelling does not, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you'll be able to click on each box
Mhm.
and you can see the responses.
Okay.
That's a spelling one. I have a vocabulary one, let me show you. Maybe.
Was it called create a test, or was it
That
called
was an assessment.
create an assessment?
Are you in your bell?
Yeah.
Create an assessment.
It's just pulling up those.
And then on the left side, it has all those options.
Did you
correct?
choose see all? Is that how you
Yeah.
got to that where it was phone?
Yeah. So that was the matching though,
Okay, so
Um,
right there, it'll be on
just the
left.
matching. I've only played with matching, I've played with multiple choice, and then short answer essay. So that would be vocabulary, would be matching, that's what I would do,
Okay.
and you could probably do it for some of our grammar too. I'll do the highlight text. That one is what I would do for grammar most of the time.
Yeah.
On highlight
Okay.
text, you would type a sentence, like this week it is adverbs.
Mhm.
So, she walked excitedly to the car. And then you would do possible responses. We do a word. And you pick which word is the adverb. And you'll get to click it. And then they will click it on theirs and it'll grade it. And they just do the highlight text.
So what was it? You said matching, multiple choice, highlight text.
Yeah, so for vocabulary, matching.
Okay.
Grammar, highlight text.
What else?
Spelling, short answer / essay. And if you find other ones that work better, let me know. But on this one for grammar, they would get to click which word is the adverb or whatever it is we're working on. They click it and they click review and submit. And it's
So
there.
last year, how did you guys do it to make sure, you guys didn't do online, but
What?
I was thinking you guys, how did you guys make sure they didn't cheat if you're all virtual?
We didn't do
So
that.
didn't have this.
there's still nothing that you can really do, even if we pulled them up and they all got on a computer.
You never know what's
Yeah,
happening right
Okay,
next to that screen and where those
yeah,
other fingers are pointing.
okay.
That's what I've noticed this year. And sometimes they think that you can't see them and they whisper the answer to their child.
I asked Evan a question and his mom, she said, tell her yes, cause he was ignoring me.
She's telling him to tell you.
She's telling him to answer my question, but she said, tell her yes.
Well,
So I was asking if he was logged in and ready for the test, and she said, and I could hear in the background, she said, tell her yes.
nice. If we were shut down for 2 weeks, comprehension test, I would say we would do multiple choice. That one would take the longest to make because you'd have to type the question in each answer. But if it was like 2 weeks, then it'd be okay. And someone we could divide it up and conquer it. I've already made a spelling test that I'll share, but it's just a short answer essay. The only problem, what I found on all of these, it'll underline it if they type it in wrong. It doesn't correct it, it does red underline.
Yeah.
And like Carter was like,
What's this?
what's this red? There's something red on here. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, don't worry about it. It's nothing.
It's spelled correct.
You'll figure it out later.
I wonder if it right clicks if it'll spell it right for me.
Probably, but they don't know how to right click on a mouse, so it's okay. I tried the audio one when we did TPRI. It didn't work very well because I let them record them reading a story.
Is there a book at the bookstore, Schoology for Dummies?
No, you got this. I'm telling you, I've only touched
I bet there's
true,
ones
false, would be easy to do, matching we got. Ordering, I'm sure that's just putting ABC order number order. I've done fill in the blank drop down too, but I didn't like it more than like the matching with
Is there anything for math that you could do?
math short answer, it looks like.
Oh.
I've never put anything on math on here.
So where?
There's a math short answer
Oh.
and it looks like,
Just a question.
yeah, basic, you got algebra, basic junior, trigonometry. It's not super elementary friendly, but we make it work.
It never was, I don't think it did.
No, I don't think it was either. And I know 4th grade has figured out, they've started using Google Drive with this, so they're using like Google with Schoology embedded, and they set up each kid a Google account.
They did.
And they said that's working well, except for when you have a student log on to the main copy and change the main copy of whatever it is, and then everyone else sees what the student did instead of the blank copy. And in 2nd grade, I
Oh,
can't.
have mercy.
I can't imagine it.
What?
What?
You would have to have Google Classroom to do it with
Yeah.
2nd graders.
Yeah.
So you can assign.
Because Shelby was just like, just create their accounts, let them do it. I was like, you understand. We already have like 6 accounts. No more accounts. So that's creating an assessment though. Assessments. And then you'll be able to go into grading and see each student's attempts, click on each student, see what they answered. If you set correct answers, it will grade it for you. But you don't have to. You can go in and grade it yourself like I did with that spelling test. It does not grade my spelling test.
But you could make it.
You can,
Oh, well.
but that takes,
Yeah, but I'm just
Fortunately.
saying, wow.
yeah, but you can just click it and I just scroll through and count up how many we missed, like,
Don't you have to like click on each one to see it? How are you doing that where you're seeing them all? I had to do it right.
cause the blue puzzle piece,
Oh.
the green puzzle piece you can't.
Yeah, you had to click on each one.
You had to click each one and
We
then you
haven't
have to
been
go back
doing
to
it since the
student and
first-
it didn't work. Blue puzzle piece. And you can see by question if you'd rather see each question for each student. But if you do by student, click their name, you can see the whole student's answer at one time and grade it then. So that's assessments. Any other things on assessments? When there's Miss Hyatt's Zoom link.
I probably need to put yours.
That was from when I was out. I need to put it in for next week. Then we've got, we know how to add a folder because we've done that. So that was assessments. Adding the link we do with our common assessments. A page is where I would do pictures if we're in here, or a discussion. You can upload the pictures in there. Is there anything else you guys want to know about? You can message students back and forth right here.
I tried to do one the other day and it didn't find him.
It's hard. You have to like give it a minute to find them, and you can't put first and last name in. You can really only do one name.
Oh, that's why I won.
It's weird.
Well, I would think Evan Johnson.
It
Those
would-
are both very.
Uh-huh.
I mean Perry. His is Perry.
When I had John, I could hardly ever find. I'd have to scroll through all the Dennison kids.
They're John.
John, first or last name John. But if you typed in John Petty, wouldn't come up. No student found.
I think I put his whole name in there.
But if we were to go on quarantine and let's say we weren't allowed to come up to school, they would let us go and get all of our stuff, or is everything that we copy mostly online, isn't it? So we could easily.
What do you mean?
Like I'm thinking like the vocabulary and the comprehension test.
I have everything on my computer if we needed it at home.
Okay. So it's like anything that we usually copy to do. It's not like we can't get to it online.
And I really think if there was a shutdown, like that was asked in our PLC, someone said, would we get to come? And Shonda said that it would be determined. at that
Bad
time.
situation, I guess.
Yeah, how bad it is. And I would assume if our school was really bad, they would clean, and then
I think that,
Let some
yeah, I
back
think
in?
if they cleaned it, then would let us in, but we would
you'd have
probably
stuff to
be-
screen and,
We would just have to stay away from each other
Right.
more, probably,
right,
if the situation were really worse.
yeah.
I was just thinking just to get our staff. I
My
mean,
concern
I mean, how
would
much
be,
worse can it, I mean, it's already pretty dang bad.
yeah, my concern would be math.
mhm.
I don't know how to make journals interactive online. I mean, I can upload them, but if they can't print them, kind of
I'm
stops
just
there.
going probably strictly book.
Yeah, we'd have to.
That's my deal, I just
Doesn't
don't
Amy
think,
Lemons have an
I don't
interactive
wanna
one
mess
for
with
some
trying to do
reason?
journals.
She does, but it's all in Google Classroom
Oh, so we
or
can't-
Seesaw. I think books, especially if it's a short term, 2 weeks, we would have to go back to workbooks as bad as they are to just go off of by themselves. You know, science and social studies would be the same thing.
We used to just supplement with what's there, but I use a
You
lot
can still
of
do the
my,
online lessons.
Yes, but for like anything else,
Yeah.
have to be. And I would still do the math lessons with what we do. It would just be your practice would be page whatever.
Mhm.
But